I think they just have that chemistry together. They have that practice, and they've played all of these players on Exodus so many times. They know their tendencies, and I think we'll see OpTic Gaming get the better of Exodus. But this is why we play the games. You can predict all you want, but how the cookie crumbles is up to fate. We'll see how this series goes.
$2,000 guaranteed, even if you just lose this matchup. But you get it $1,500 richer if you at least make it into those finals. I'm sure they're looking for more of the glory than the prizing for the final draw event of the offseason for now.
I guess that's where
OpTic Gaming versus Exodus.
That's where we split again. I think they're playing just for the money. But we'll see.
That makes
We'll
sense.
see. Maybe you're right. Could be a test, though. You know, I mean, with the way salaries are in North America, maybe they're just treating this as a nice tryout. And already we see MajicBear pick up where he left off. MajicBear was the guy in the last game and in the last series for OpTic, and now here against Exodus, doing the same.
Great goal from MajicBear, and you mentioned it, huge for them to keep that momentum going from that last series into this one for OpTic Gaming. The consistency is key for OpTic Gaming's victory.
We saw Exodus in their first series when they were just trying to get a grip over the situation, start working together. Against OpTic now, they're going to be playing from behind. How has Exodus's play evolved? When we saw them against the Lawnmowers, we saw a lot of Garrett and a lot of Evoh leading the attack. Evoh tended to be the finisher. Daniel tended to be last back, trying to make solo plays that resulted in rebounds. We'll see if they've shifted it up at all.
Need them to see them shift it up a gear at least for them to get this first goal for Exodus to tie things up, and they've been stuck in their side for the first minute and a half, and it doesn't seem like that's going to stop anytime soon unless we see some sort of counterattack from them. Almost a double commit defensively. One went high, one went low, and it worked out to cover their bases. They are covering the midfield all the way to the other end, but Retals denies them access. There's a great center. There's a great follow-up too, and nobody can stop that one.
And this resulting again, Daniel getting dunked on there. Didn't get a piece of it. MajicBear with a very difficult read, threatened the shot, but ended up finding Retals on the other side of the net. Really good vision, good passing play. Also good from Retals to position there to be able to clean up that play. But MajicBear still at the core of this attack. And there's a bump! MajicBear can do it all. AyyJayy gets credited for the goal, but MajicBear passed it over and then got the bump.
Might have had a little bit too much faith in Exodus in my prediction earlier on, but OpTic are on a tear, and this is exactly what we need from them. They've been shaky a couple times throughout the bracket. That just goes to show how strong the contenders have been that have faced off against them up to this point. It's warmed them up, made them prepared for this matchup. Now that they're in the money, we talked about it, their eyes are on the prize, $6,500 for first.
But also, you cannot forget the fact that OpTic had a very good game one in the last series before they started to slow down. So we'll see if OpTic can keep this momentum going. There's a changeup from Evoh. Daniel getting bumped. A double commit from OpTic. That was not the prettiest of plays. Now it's finally cleared out. That was a scoring chance for Exodus, but goes by the wayside. Now Daniel into an air dribble, goes for a bump on Retals, but MajicBear there to help out.
Speaking of Retals, just baiting out anyone that was going for that challenge. You can see two people fell for it, and AyyJayy almost able to make that into a goal. They don't necessarily need it because they're up 3-0, but they know how strong of a chance Exodus has if you give any room to them, so it's wise of them to keep this momentum going offensively.
And that momentum, they really do have it. That was such a good fake. I love watching Retals play. Retals really is a big thinker, and was able to get that fake to set up the solo opportunity for AyyJayy. OpTic didn't score, but it's that type of creativity that really can make the most out of a situation. OpTic in firm control. You can see the demo chase all the way upfield, leaving the 2v1 situation, but OpTic still able to get out of it for now. Retals with a tip-off to the side. Good defense, and MajicBear will boom it out, and will get to the ball first. Dusts Daniel to that ball.
Just hasn't been much life out of the Exodus offense. Every time we see them go for something, it hasn't worked out. And Evoh, you mentioned him in the first series of the day, the one who was able to get all the goals necessary for their victory that they were rallying behind, instead of Daniel, as you might have expected, or Garrett G, who was able to pop in every so often to try and tie things up. But 1 minute remaining, down by 3. You need at least one of those players to pop off here.
That's a nice fake from Daniel. Got the ball to Garrett. We'll see if one of them do pop off indeed. Garrett trying to get back to the ball. Now Evoh, self-pass off the corner. Perhaps was thinking about going to Garrett, but Garrett had no boost. Slow to the challenge. Garrett doesn't make contact. Retals, bar down and out. Another quality scoring chance. Even though it doesn't go in, still uses up those precious moments. And with under 30 seconds left to go, this one's really looking like an OpTic win.
As you mentioned, less than 20 to go now, and it's all but inevitable for OpTic to take game number 1, but can Exodus at least get one for the road? That'd be huge for them going into the next game. We saw what happened in the last series when OpTic were on a high streak, and, well, the own goal's not going to help. I respect the effort to go for the save, but MajicBear is going to take that one in stride.
Yeah, you can see the tip over to the corner not working out, gets intercepted, and Exodus having a very slow start in this game. So Exodus are going to have a lot to think about in this next game. OpTic, though, very happy with how it's gone. We saw some great plays really from everybody. Retals and MajicBear being a big key to success, though, the unpredictable play from Retals, and then also the mechanical brilliance, the execution from MajicBear has helped put OpTic over the top.
I was muted. And we talking about the last series too, with MajicBear being at the helm of their victory. We saw it happen here as well. They didn't necessarily need that last goal, but he got them started off strong at the beginning of game number 1 in these semifinals. So MajicBear, that is the player they're rallying behind for OpTic Gaming, and it's working out well enough. Whereas Exodus, they don't know where their footing is. It's been uneven. Retals going for the demos. They don't know exactly what to expect. And we saw something similar of Exodus facing off against Lawnmowers in game number 1 of the tournament, where they didn't know what to do when they were getting pushed and demoed and bullied around. And well, that would have been a nice goal from Garrett G to kick things off in game 2.
Yeah, you just don't have that player right now that's being the leader. And that one is going to go in. OpTic will score first yet again. You see Garrett and Evoh both flying by it. Daniel doing his best to get this save, but AyyJayy was there to be a nuisance.
Great goal again from Retals. You mentioned it, the nuisance work from AyyJayy. It's a detriment to Exodus' hopes and dreams of getting a goal. Maybe we might see a perfect sweep on stream if things continue. And Exodus, they don't want that to happen. They got to be careful of these counterattack opportunities. There's another one that goes potentially by the wayside. Garrett G and Daniel bump into each other in front of the net, but doesn't net out in anything yet from OpTic Gaming. They are looming and waiting for their time to strike.
There's a demo for MajicBear. Good control from AyyJayy, but Daniel, tough read. Still able to do it. Keeps that 1-goal deficit to just 1. Daniel will lay off the ball. Picks up the mid boost. Goes for a bump. We see MajicBear still able to get a tip. MajicBear has been brilliant. Retals safely dribbling this over to the side wall. Evoh beat on that challenge. Evoh will get the 100 boost. What will he do with it? Passes it over to Daniel. Now high pop. Retals is going to lay off. Another fake from Retals. Retals, we've seen that a couple times now where Retals just fakes it and leaves it for AyyJayy.
I'm just loving the confidence from Retals too. We didn't see much of that in the first series if you're watching it on Vaudeville channel. But the way that OpTic has been able to evolve throughout this tournament has been huge from them, and Retals almost with the dunk necessary to get that 2-0 lead. The cushion, but the counterattack from Daniel is massive, and that's all they needed.
Daniel has almost no time to react, has to perfectly fit it over AyyJayy under the bar. Oof. Hits it immediately on the bounce. You cannot slot a ball better than that.
Daniel kicked things off for their team as well in the first match of the day. So nice to see them get the first one here. They finally have something to rally behind for Team Exodus, and plenty of time to do just that. A bit under 3 minutes remaining for them. But OpTic Gaming, they're no slouches. They've been in this position before where teams have brought them back to the brink all the way into a Game 5 situation. And they don't want to repeat that. They've already done it twice so far.
Well, there's some good speed from Exodus. The team passing. The shot from Evoh had to chain dash to be able to get to that ball. Now Daniel going for some heroics, runs out of boost, gets a bump though. Garrett will go for the double tap, and MajicBear denies the bounce. Daniel going for net, rebound is picked up by Evoh.
Huge rebound play by Evoh. MajicBear tried to clear that aside, but the bounce was so unfortunate for the OpTic defense that led them astray, and Evoh, with the vision of a hawk, able to lock on that ball and put it through right at the halfway point of this game.
When we watched Exodus in the first match of the day, Evoh really stood out. It's been relatively quiet up until that point, and now Garrett with a monstrous save. Daniel trying to get it to Evoh. MajicBear on the dribble, shut down by Garrett G. And now a demo from Garrett as well.
Integral part of them keeping this lead for now, but still so much remaining on the clock for them to worry about, and so many chances for OpTic, who have been such a disrupting force throughout this series, to take things to task for Team Exodus. But speaking of disrupting, Garrett G stepping up to the plate for their team that way and setting things up off the corner. Might have a follow through here, trying to get an assist for his team, but they didn't want to go forward because no one really had confidence on that follow-up.
Daniel still managing to get quite a bit of power. MajicBear up and over Retals on the collect, going for the dribble. Daniel hit hard off the side. Fortunately for Exodus, MajicBear didn't have enough boost to get around it. That ball was in a danger zone.
Able to go Mach 5 to get away from it though. They didn't have to fly too low and kept it away from them. Exodus off the backboard and might have something if that demo didn't come through. Clears it out right in front of the OpTic Gaming net, and I'm liking the pressure we've seen from Exodus in this past minute of play. They need to keep it up, but be careful about these counterattacks.
Under a minute left, MajicBear perhaps faking that over to AyyJayy. Still waiting for AyyJayy to have a big moment. We saw him get a really nice redirect earlier. AyyJayy, one of the best flip resetters in North America. OpTic, they'll need something here. MajicBear looking up the sideline. There's a demo from Retals. That's usually a recipe for success. Another bump. That's saved by Garrett through the traffic.
Loving the vision from him as well, making sure that, hey, if I'm not doing the best in scoring goals, I'm just going to be the Retals on our team so that I can take care of business for our team. And speaking of Retals, ran out of boost in the midair. Less than 10 seconds. Somehow Daniel with the save. Another one off the side. 5 seconds to go. Trying to clear the net, but it goes the other direction. And there it goes. Doesn't need to go in the back because Exodus are back now, tying things up.
Daniel! How do you even get back to the play? Daniel making stop after stop after stop. Daniel was out of this world defensively in those final moments. You saw him get the stop, get back to the backboard, jump in front of the shot, and even dodging the Retals bump attempt. Retals was trying to bump everybody out of the net. That was unreal. Huge defensive play. I mean, Daniel made the difference in this game. That one slot up and over AyyJayy, then the defense at the end. That was crazy.
Talked about in the first series that the D in Daniel stands for defense. Well, now it's difference maker is what it stands for.
He's darn good.
As we got to see them do a bit more.
Pass in field. Evoh bumped off the ball. That's going to be a wide open net. You can see Garrett was trying to get a touch on it, tried to flip back to it right here, and then didn't make contact on the ball. That left the net open.
Situational awareness of Retals, too, has been huge for this team of OpTic. The way that he's able to turn on a dime and notice that Garrett G was awkward and perfect foresight to challenge right at that moment to get the goal for OpTic Gaming. That's the second time we've seen Retals get the first goal for their team, but mind you, that happened in the last game, and we still saw Exodus come back from it. Garrett G off the backboard that time too. Big play, but it's not on target. Two defenders in traffic to stop that, but a good demo from Evoh on the ball.
You wonder if Evoh just didn't have enough boost to get to the ball. That was a really nice fake, set up the opportunity. Exodus not able to score. OpTic, they've got the lead. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time. And just some updates from the other series. Rebellion won game 1 and are currently up by 2 with only 44 seconds left in game 2. Rebellion have yet to lose. We have never seen a team perfect sweep the draw. If the Rebellion win this next series in a sweep, they'll have a chance to do it.
Wild to see if that does happen, but maybe just by speaking into existence, we are cursing it. It got really close. They were down by 2 in that first game if you weren't paying attention to it, but still, anything that can happen in that series, but also anything can happen in this one is Exodus need a goal to happen in their favor, but it looks more in the court of OpTic Gaming. At least for a moment. Good demo. Good bump. Almost a good follow-up, but not enough.
You can see the chaos resulting from Garrett on that touch. Wasn't able to get the touch he was looking for. Exodus trying to work their way out of the half since that point. Evoh lobs it up. AyyJayy will use up his boost, but won't be able to get to the play. Steals the corner. MajicBear up and over Evoh. MajicBear the set down. Retals doesn't get the best touch, and now Evoh will get one demo.
One demo and one dream for a potential to break out their side and get something going for Exodus, who have been stuck in a stalemate for such a long time on the orange half in Neo Tokyo. Finally to do clear things out, but the boost game has been huge for OpTic Gaming. Evoh, if they had something, surefire goal there with enough power to stop it. Retals, good clear out. Evoh finally securing something for his team, but they need to secure a goal to tie things up at the halfway point here.
You can see Daniel and Evoh working together there. Evoh on the outlet, tried to pop it up for Daniel. AyyJayy misses the ball. Retals gets bumped off the play. Daniel has a bit of space. Daniel will pass it over to the right and will stay on it. Double tap now off the ceiling. Down to Garrett. Garrett up off the ceiling. MajicBear trying to clear it to the corner. Evoh pass to Daniel. Daniel up off the ceiling. And the chance will fizzle out.
Garrett G now having a chance as well. We keep talking about these ceiling plays. Well, there's the passing play from Garrett. The vision to send it to Daniel, and he's the man who has the plan. Is going to execute on it.
And you saw Retals was trying to slow play it. Was not expecting Garrett to blaze up to the ball. And Garrett just making something happen. Putting the pedal to the metal, getting that ball mid. Corner pass, Retals will tip it over to AyyJayy, but Evoh's already up. However, MajicBear ready for the touch. MajicBear rather, bumped off the ball. Daniel trying to slow it down. Got bumped, low altitude flip reset from Garrett. Now a double commit from Exodus. Evoh will stay on it. You saw Daniel adjust after Evoh jumped up in the air, so Daniel able to recover quickly. And there's the air dribble bump, but he's bumped back into the ball. Wide open net potentially, but AyyJayy rotates back. That, I mean, in a few circumstances, you will see people, when they get demoed or when they get the air dribble demo, actually get bumped back into the ball. I don't know what causes that to happen, but sometimes it does. And that time it worked out for Exodus, but overall the physicality proves to be the end of Exodus. A nice lead block from MajicBear opens up the net.
This play all started after that weirdness happened and Retals took control of the ball, passed it to his teammate, and then they had possession all the way back to their side to set up another attack. That was huge, big brain play from OpTic Gaming. They were in an odd spot, but they were cool, calm, and collected. That's exactly what you need to be in those moments.
Yep, calm play there from MajicBear to be able to get to that. Now a demo, there's a shot, will be saved by Daniel, but so many demos now. OpTic's physicality, that has been the difference maker. There's a demo though from Evoh. MajicBear out of boost, can't bump Daniel. Daniel, are you real?
Well, he has to be real to be playing in this game right now, James, but it just seems like a mirror of the past Daniel we have seen on version 1 during the RLCS regionals. Now on Exodus here, 34 seconds ago, tying things up. Huge play from him.
Spectacular. Daniel making your jaw drop. Now we see Evoh trying to be right behind him. This is going to be a tough one-on-one situation for Garrett. Garrett steps up, makes the stop, and gets the demo. Evoh trying to get this ball forced downfield to take advantage of that extra man.
Careful. Ooh, Daniel pushed up a little bit too much there, but actually he's just cherry picking, waiting for the positioning from Evoh. Drops it down. There's the angle, and Garrett G is able to come to the promised land yet again. Captain America leading the team to victory.
And it's so crazy because you said Daniel out of position, but Daniel had full trust. He just says, I believe my team is going to hit it to me. Daniel staying upfield, being the catalyst, but it was a team effort, team play from Exodus, and they win game number 3 in crazy fashion. How
wow.
Garrett technically MVP based on the in-game decision, but Dan was the MVP in my opinion. That was remarkable from Daniel. That double tap from the corner and then the pass back to the middle. Garrett did have a very good game though. Was able to score some of those key goals, and then also the challenge on Retals that kicked the ball out into the middle. Garrett was very good, but Daniel just had a couple of those plays where you felt the impact of that play, Vaudible.
Man with the plan.
Exactly.
That's what we saw happen in that last one too. I doubted it for a second. It's like, he was pushed up too much, but Evoh able to come out there like, I got this. Perfect positioning for the drop down at the last second to get those goals. It's just great to see here from Garrett G, Daniel, and Evoh on that matchup. And hey, it's going back and forth between these two teams. I really don't know who's going to take this one.
It has been back and forth, and we saw the difference that Dan can make. Daniel, in some of these games, very quiet in the back, not really having many opportunities, but it's those moments where he can just pop off and make that difference, and that's happened in a few of these games. So we'll see if it happens in this game. A chance for Exodus to secure their spot in the grand finals. They're on match point.
Gotta face off against OpTic again, though. We've seen every time that OpTic have gotten that first goal, it hasn't quite worked out for them except game number 1. When Retals is popping off, the rest of the team are still trying to figure out their footing. That's where we've seen the struggle from OpTic Gaming. But now Exodus, they are unleashed and ready to take on the world with the way that they are performing. A little bit of an odd play there as there was a double commit, but not going to be challenged by OpTic Gaming as they know that they are waiting for the inevitable pressure from Exodus as the demo comes out onto MajicBear, leaves them the pressure themselves defensively, and it goes right towards the midfield.
Evoh tipping that out. Daniel playing quite close. Retals will get to that ball first and gets it up and over Daniel. Retals leaves it for AyyJayy. AyyJayy, the air dribble, fizzles out. MajicBear trying to get the 50. AyyJayy will have a look. Gets the flip reset early. Out of boost now. Will leave it and gets help now from Retals. Daniel not the best clear, but Evoh will pick up the 100 boost. That'll help. Garrett has Evoh in the mid. Garrett not expecting AyyJayy to miss, and now the shot off the post.
Ooh.
Rebound will be blocked by AyyJayy, and now Garrett G will have support from Daniel in the corner.
Wise for Exodus not to go fully on that one. It seemed like an awkward spot for everyone involved, and they just would rather have possession afterwards. Daniel stopped out spectacularly by MajicBear, somehow able to pull off a save there. We still need more from both these teams. 1 goal away for Exodus to book their ticket in the grand finals.
Airborne.
But OpTic Gaming not done yet.
Oh, Daniel and Evoh! You have to buckle up when Dan is in the air with boost.
Taking us for a ride for sure. Great play there from Exodus as they're looking to take this the distance. 3:11 on the clock. Might be the only goal that they need, but OpTic Gaming aren't going down without a fight, James.
Good grief. Daniel being the difference maker once more, but also credit to Evoh for being there. It is kind of crazy, Vaudible, to see how much synergy they're showing in this game. Well, I've never really seen any of these players play together in a tournament environment.
That's what's great about the draw, great about the offseason. You get to see rosters you aren't quite expecting, and we didn't quite expect Exodus, even when I predicted them, to do this well, to have the lead going into this potential final game. And OpTic Gaming, even with the pressure that they put up in that first game, it still hasn't proven to be enough. They've only gotten a maximum of 2 goals since that first 4-0, mind you, finished in game number 1. Maybe he spent too much of the gas in their tanks, and well, that's all she wrote for them if it goes down the way it is currently in the next 2 minutes.
We'll see if Retals can start landing some of these bumps, and maybe if AyyJayy can get some aerial opportunities. MajicBear was also phenomenal for OpTic when they were able to come back against Digital. We're seeing some aggression from Evoh, though, getting a demo and a bump. He's going for bump after bump after bump. Evoh being a nightmare for OpTic.
Fortunately, this might be a nightmare that they don't wake up from for OpTic. If they can't get a goal and tie things up, at least they need MajicBear, Retals, AyyJayy, someone to strike true. And AyyJayy, not the last goal we have seen from OpTic Gaming, but we haven't seen much of them since that first game and since the first couple of games of the last series as well. 1:30 on the clock, still going the other direction. Exodus, it feels like they're just warming up.
And it's felt that way. Just looking back at the tournament, they had the slow start. They dropped the first game. They had to go to a game 5 against Lawnmowers, but they managed to make it work. And then even here against OpTic, they dropped that first game, but then they got going. Now we see back-to-back demos. Exodus are swarming. Here's a back pass. Will it work out? Garrett in the corner. Shut down by AyyJayy. Now AyyJayy will be up against Evoh with low boost. Gets a nice pass to the middle. Passed it to himself, had no teammate jump for it. There's a bump, and Retals won't make contact. AyyJayy tries to handbrake, and then Retals does land a demo. The pass across, and it's going to be wide. OpTic, though, with a great look.
Wide and away, but OpTic Gaming are done just yet on offense. Still plenty of momentum behind them. They need AyyJayy from that bump. MajicBear and Retals biding their time. They do get another bump in sight, but possession game is not in their favor. We do see Evoh breaking out and stealing the boost. Another demo as well from GARRETTG, and OpTic Gaming can't even stay on the field to save their lives in this tournament. Speaking of their lives, it might be over and done for. Daniel has a breakaway, puts it in, and that's the final nail that they need.
And this play happened because of Daniel's 50 right there. He read the challenge so perfectly, kills the ball, lets Garrett get that hit out, and then finishes the job himself. Daniel made the difference. This series was the MVP. He was out of this world good.
Less than 5 seconds to go on the other side of the field, and GG's to OpTic Gaming, but no chance for them to come back. Exodus have made themselves a grand finalist. GARRETTG brings himself back with another roster into the finals. The question is now, will he be able to win this one?
And